Start the content for Tuesday.
Sure, sir.
Let's talk about hometown.
Sure.
Tell me something about your hometown and where it is located.
My hometown is located on the Indo-Pak border in the north of Rajasthan, and it's called Sriganganagar, which was earlier named as Ramnagar. Well, my hometown is very famous for its green oranges all around the world. It's the biggest exporter, and nowadays it is becoming the educational hub in Rajasthan.
Okay. Is it a good place for youngsters to live in?
I believe it is. I guess youngsters require education, safety, and the entertainment. And there are some international and national schools that provide the world-class education. And I never heard any crime against the youngsters and juveniles. So that makes it the best place. Plus, there are abundance of recreation facilities. So I think it is.
What is your hometown famous for?
Apart from green oranges, I would say it is very famous for its, a historical place called the Tomb of Laila Majnun. People from all around the country and the world come there to, wish for their love. And apart from that, I would say it is very famous for its street food as well.
Have you learned about your city in your school?
Not much. Actually, my city is pretty new, and historically doesn't have much of the content in any school books. However, I learned some of the stuff from my grandparents and my parents as well.
Okay. Tell me, would you like to live in the same city in the future, or would you like to move out?
Given a choice, I will be moving out as I'm going abroad for my higher education. If I like it there, I would like to spend my entire life there. But if I have no other choice but living in my city, I will definitely be choosing this city to be my the permanent home.
Okay. Oh, that's the end of part one. Let's move on to the part two.
Sure, sir.
You have a cue card in front of you.
And the cue card is?
Right there. Describe an object and you find particularly beautiful.
Talking about a beautiful object, I would say I come from India that hosts the largest diversity of culture, and every culture has some object that they really admire. Among all these thousands of objects, I would say the one that I really like it and find very beautiful is a wooden cart. I still vividly recall that it so happened at the time when I was only 7 or 8 years of age. I was at this magnificent and venerable village called my maternal's home, when my uncle showed me a cart which was standing in front of their house. When I looked at it, I was mesmerized to see why it is there and who uses it. So my uncle told me that this is a cart that was first smithed by his great-grandfather and used by his father and his father before. And finally, when it could not function properly, it was fined by him. Well, I had seen some of the carts in my childhood, but it was nothing like that because the wheel in the modern car was quite small. But this had a wheel of almost 5 to 6 feet in tall, and it was a huge car, representing, I would say, the image of our the family, and it was used and kept as a legacy as well from our ancestors. So whenever I go back now, I generally try to sit on it, and I have taken a lot of picture of it and upload it on my social media handle. Not only this, whosoever sees that picture, they cannot resist themselves asking me where I am. They feel like I'm at such fort or something. But they don't know that I'm at my maternal home only. So I think, although this is not so surprising and exciting for many, just because I have been seeing this from the age I was growing and understanding things, I think it holds a great space and place in my heart.
That's fine. Let's move on to part three.
Sure.
Tell me, do you think there are more beautiful things now than there were in the past?
It's hard to say. See, in the past, we did not have much of the technology to make things. Everything was smith by hand. They could not really give the grace and the fine touch to it. But today we have fine machines that can work spectacularly well, and the level of their finishing is quite divine and peculiar that is not possible by the human. So I would say with the look-wise and the appearance and the work, the micro work that's been done by the machine is quite mesmerizing. So I think yes, they are much more beautiful now than they were in the past.
Okay. Do you think there are many scenic spots in India than other countries?
There are some countries that is dominated by India if it comes to the scenic views. However, there are countries which is known for the scenic views, like Greece is so beautiful, right? Switzerland, that is called the paradise on the earth, right? So there are some countries which are better than India. However, India is better than many countries as well.
Okay. Let's talk about, where do you think people usually come in contact with beautiful things?
I think beauty is in the eye of beholder. Something which is quite distinct for you, you will find it beautiful. For an example, whenever I visit to Golden Temple, I feel quite rejuvenated and full of the emotion and the religious feelings. However, people living nearby, they say they wouldn't feel anything like that. So I think wherever they go and find something new, they will like it. However, particularly they like beautiful things at art galleries, or at a fort, or a temple, or any amusement park, I must say.
Okay. Why do you think people create beautiful things?
That's a tough one. I think this has always been the nature of human to admire the beauty. So we human are the great appreciators of the beauty as well. So once we prepare something that is pretty appealing to human, and they get so much extollence and the praises from the others, another wants to get something even more beautiful, so he can come into the limelight. So I think this rat race of becoming popular and getting the appreciation from others really encourage people to create something really beautiful.
Okay, well, that's the end of it. Thank you.